Well, there is a tiny bit of good from all this mess because me and Marcy, we made up after what happened yesterday because, she was frustrated, I was triggered, and it's just a bad combination. And I sat down with her and I really explained what had happened and where that was coming from. And, she said we all have the bad kind of thoughts and we all have memories, but sometimes you have to go to a place where you can just, you know, expel it where it won't, affect the people around you, which, she was right, that is true. But in the moment last night, when she came in and gave me that lecture, I was not in any condition to hear it. And, she explained that she wasn't mad at me. It's just that she was frustrated. She was trying to get me to see her point of view because, she's driving the equivalent of Los Angeles to Las Vegas almost, trying to keep up with all of this. And that's a lot of driving. And, she's a school teacher in Chino Hills. So, she has school kids to plan for. She's got so many things she's got to do. And, so it's like basically everybody was stressed out and triggering everybody, and it was just a really bad thing. But, I explained my side, she explained hers, and I said I was sorry, and she accepted the apology. So I don't feel like she's still mad at me because that was my fear. But, and also my mom, I let her know that I had fed Dad early this morning and she thanked me for that. So it's like the little good things that I can do are being acknowledged, and like my pain and my frustration and my trauma were acknowledged, which, I had to basically stand up and ask for it, which was hard. But just whenever somebody with PTSD is triggered and they're acting like an ass about it, one of the things you need to do is just do not escalate them. Don't lecture them about how they're acting, because I guarantee you they're not going to want to hear it. It's just going to make it worse. They're going to feel worse. Because I'll tell you what, they already feel like shit for whatever they said or did while triggered. So lecturing them and telling them how their behavior is unhelpful and selfish and whatever is only going to keep triggering them, especially if they have trauma related to being called selfish and told that their needs are meaningless and ridiculous and all that stuff. And if you did that to someone, sit down and talk to them and apologize. And if they want to apologize, let them. Even if they don't have anything to really apologize for, just let them ease the anxiety and say they're sorry. And then explain that, no, I was the one that screwed up, or nobody got hurt, no worries, stuff like that. I don't want to encourage you to say it's okay, because if they acted in a hurtful way, that's not okay. But, a lot of us with PTSD, we can't eventually come around and acknowledge that, yeah, I was a jerk last night. I'm sorry that I was being a jerk last night, and I'm sorry that I said the things that I said, and really genuinely apologize. So, I've spent a lot of today just leaned up against my pillow back here, this pillow, sleeping. On my shirt it says I'm way too autistic for this shit, but the part that says shit is kind of hidden by the color of the shirt. So I know it's there, but you gotta really look to see that it's there. But it's a bitchy little shirt, and I just like, oh, I'm gonna buy it. So, yeah. Anyway, a little bit of good has happened, so I think that soothed my trauma part a little bit. But I need to talk to Lord tomorrow because, this past week has been one long trauma reaction. I'm exhausted. So, yeah. I don't want to go into explaining what it looks like inside of my head. It'd take too long. But I'm okay. I'm having the ideation, but no intent to act. So Don't worry about that. I'm just really, really, really tired. Really tired. I'm probably going to take another nap. Bye.